doing? How are you today? I hope you had a great weekend. You really don't want to miss today's session. It's really going to be impactful. So pull up, tell your friends to pull up. And if you're new here, definitely I want to welcome you. My name is Coach Toyin. I do train entrepreneurs, whether you want to grow your business locally or internationally. I'm a business educator, success coach, and I see Angel, I see more people joining. Welcome, everyone. I'm also the author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur. So this morning we're diving into success is 100% inner work. 100%. Like not 99.9, I mean 100%. Success is all about inner work. So I'm going to break it down, okay? Hey Angel, thank you. She already said yes, 100%. Good. Let me quickly tell you why, and then I'll dive into more. Because these days we need to really help people pay attention. How you think is influenced by what you know. How you feel is influenced by what you believe. How you behave is based on who you have become. Thinking, feeling, right? Behavior, okay, determines what you can achieve. This is when we talk about capacity, inner capacity, okay? Success is about achievement, the things you can pull off, the things you can create, the impact you can have, the things you can do. Nobody gives you success. Success is what you create for yourself. So imagine if I tell you that the current state of your inner universe is reflected by your current reality. Would you believe me? Would you believe me? That what's going on within you is determining what you are experiencing externally. Would you believe me? Hmm? Let me see the comments. Keep the comments coming. Angel says, I absolutely believed it. Okay, thank you. We have one believer. The reason is because, in particular, what you believe determines what you pursue. What you know determines your level of understanding. Think about understanding as the combination lock of opening a vault filled with treasures. You can't go to a bank and go to their treasure without understanding the combination. Your wealth, you are a wealthy being, is locked within you. Knowledge, understanding is how you begin to unlock what is stored within you. Do you understand? Right? You want to be a doctor. Yes, you can become a doctor. But listen, if you don't understand how to perform the duties of a doctor, you can become anything you want to become. You can wake up tomorrow and say, I want to be a pilot. Fantastic. It's possible. But now you have to unlock it. You have to train yourself. You have to become, you have to believe, you have to get skills so that you can do what you want to do. And so when people don't set themselves on this journey of unlocking their inner wealth, nothing happens. They become limited. The stories you believe limit how much you can achieve. What you believe, right? Caps you. Not the world. Listen, the world is the world. Listen, if you're a farmer, what you sow will determine what you reap. The ground is the ground. The ground is the ground. And if you want the ground to yield you more harvest, you start putting fertilizer, you start tilling it, you start working on it. Your heart is the same way. Think of your heart, okay, as the land where you sow your dreams, you nurture it, you invest in it so that you can eat the fruits. The fruit is what we all want, the harvest. Money is the harvest. Oh my gosh. Money is the harvest everybody is looking for. But the ground where you sow the seed of an idea is your heart, your own heart. And so when you have a mind that you have trained to be limited in believing, and you are now, it's killing your dreams. It's telling you you cannot become. You've trained yourself not to invest in yourself. You're telling yourself this is too expensive, that is too expensive. Yet you will go and buy a handbag for 5,000 because you believe the handbag looks good on you, better than knowledge in your mind. It's stories we tell. If you believe 5,000 investment in a handbag is more superior than 5,000 investment in knowledge acquisition, you did that to yourself. 100% you did that to yourself. Because those who achieve success, listen, it's the reverse. The successful people I work with, they will wear flip-flops. Look at Mark Zuckerberg, all of them. They don't believe that their shirts is their wealth. What's in their mind, what's in their heart, their own peace of mind, their own relationships is where they invest in. You see, you're investing in 3,000 suits. Fantastic. Please look good. I love nice things. But the day you believe that is superior, that is more important, that is more valuable than the inner work, that is where failure starts. Success is 100% inner work. How you think is influenced by what you know. That's why people tell you when you know better, you do better. The knowledge within you is the one you can invest in your life. Think about a factory. Raw materials must come in, go through a process for you to create. Same thing in the mind. The mind is that way. What you give your mind is what it can work with. What you study is what it will understand. What you expose it is what it will sense that is possible. What it sees, it can become. Whether inner vision or outer vision, listen, sight, inner sight, outer sight, your mind needs it. Your mind needs to see. Whether when you are closing your eyes dreaming or when you are opening your eyes, both of them are important. Dreaming, seeing visions, right, gives you the picture of your destination. It's where you are going. When you close your eyes and what you are dreaming and nurturing within you, when you open up, is what you will start moving towards. Let me also share one thing before I close out today. Let me see the comment. This is so important, guys. It's going to be about anxiety, but let me read what Miss Angel says. You can know what to do to achieve something. However, if you don't have the how, aka motivation, discipline, or want, it's not going to happen. Okay, you can know what to do to achieve something. However, if you don't have the how, aka motivation, discipline, or want, it's not good. Okay, this is this is packed. I don't know if I should break it down. Miss Angel, thank you for that contribution. What you said is packed, it's loaded, but I like to break things down. When it comes to quantum leap, listen, when you can break these complex topics down, you are going to accelerate your success achievement. And at toyinumesiri.academy, entrepreneurship and success academy is what my students focus on. Tons of testimonials. Okay, you want to do. Now, let's even reverse. Let's reverse. We all want results. Okay? Think of results as the fruit. Okay? We all want to eat. We all want to consume. Some form of way, we are all consumers. But most people consume what other people are producing. But wealth creators, they are the producers themselves. Okay? Everybody consumes. We all want nice things. Trust me. Anywhere you go in the world, we know as a human, as a being, our eyes, our spirit, our energy, we are always in search of things that smell good, look good, sound good. Because realize this, the 5 human senses, right? Touch, taste, sight, smell, sound, hearing, Those five senses, every human that has five senses, those five senses gravitate towards pleasure and desire. Yes, something that sounds, that pleasures us, music, we love it, we will move towards it. If we see something beautiful, listen, a man sees a beautiful girl. I want that. We want what we can see that is good. When you hear something good, you see something good, you taste something good, you smell something good, perfume, we tend to buy, we want to acquire all things that pleasure our senses. All of us. Things, that's why we spend on food, good food. We spend heavily on perfume. We want to smell good. We spend on nice clothes, nice shoes, nice cars, things we can see. Like, ooh, I imagine myself driving that car, living in that mansion, flying the private jet. Oh, I want that life. Sound, Beyonce music, rock and roll. It makes us move. We love that. So we all want to enjoy the best out of life. We all want that. And I believe God wants you to enjoy it too. The journey, though, okay, the journey of attaining all the things that will pleasure you, that will give you the life you want, that's success. When you have the life of your dreams, that's success. When you can enjoy, when you can become, when you can attain all that you want for yourself, what looks good to you, what sounds good to you, what pleasures you, the life you want for yourself, for your family. Hopefully, that's what you're pursuing. And so, if you're satisfied, you're satisfied. Okay. But those who are hungry for more, for more, for more, for more, for more, right? You are not satisfied with one small house. You want a mansion. You will work for it, though. If your father didn't, if your father, if you did not inherit it and you don't have a rich uncle, okay, we will relax and enjoy ourselves. Okay, it's not a big deal. So you have one house, you are satisfied, that's fine, you've achieved the success level you want. But trust me, if you're not satisfied, that means you can pursue more, that means you can become more. Okay, you can, if it's up to you, but this is something nobody gives to you. Charity, the only thing people give other people is charity, leftovers, crumbs. So anybody not pursuing the success level they want, anybody not willing to put in the investment and work hard for what they want, will always settle for free charity stuff. That stuff is abundant. You can pick the streets of social media for those things, right? What is readily available for free is somebody else's charity or somebody else's, now hear me, exploitation. Because those who are hungry, that believe somebody will rescue them, they are easily exploited in the world. If you believe something is free and you are influenced by free, listen, you will download, you will give you will give something, you don't know what you are losing. So charity can be a gift. Charity is also used to exploit. I won't go too much into that in the whole world where we live in, because I do a lot of work in international level, global stuff, government stuff, in addition to training entrepreneurs for success. Be careful. If you allow your mind to lead you and you are biting and touching things that you've now conditioned your mind, you're only searching for free, 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 you expose yourself to exploitation. Be careful. Exploitation, listen, is where people will drag you without you knowing. What they will make you do without your consent. How they will influence you to get what they want out of you with you blindly following. Be careful. I will move off that topic. So we all want the best, but here's the key: how you get it. Right? The means doesn't justify the ends. Okay? Hard work, tenacity, inner work is still ultimately the way to achieve success. Any other attempt, people who try to do corner, shortcuts. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to discipline themselves. They don't want to invest in themselves. They don't want to enlighten themselves. They don't want to work on their emotions. They don't want to build character. They don't want to build capacity. Yet they want the same result. This is when people start doing things that are destructive to the society. People can steal, people can kill, people can do all kinds of crazy things simply because they don't want to go the path of success, the inner work. The character you must build, the skills you must build, the relationship you must build, the investments you must make in yourself, the knowledge you must acquire. Anybody that tells themselves that they will do none of that, but yet they will make money, run away from them. Anybody that sells you and say, come and do this, come and dance here, come and do this. If you do this, then you will become this. And you too, you are believing them and following them. They will lead you to the same path of destruction. Right? And again, mindset did that to you. You believed what you wanted to believe. Your mind made you believe people that you shouldn't believe. Liars, cheaters. You know those things. Your mind, some people's mind, just because you don't want to do the work, will make you believe people who tell you you don't have to do the work. And so that's what you want to hear. And so you follow them. And suddenly, 6 months later, you realize, wild goose chase, you caught nothing. You lost investment, lost time. It's also mindset. When people are being programmed to believe free will take them to success, 5 years of free content, where has it got? We have to evaluate. If people are not telling you what I'm saying, that changing thinking, changing believing, changing behavior is how you build capacity for more success in life. Anybody I will keep repeating it, guys. I will 1,000% keep sharing this, because all we have to do, if you want more success in life, all you have to dedicate yourself is you. I'm telling you. Because the moment you become, the moment you discipline, the moment you master, you become unstoppable. You actually become a force in the world. Force mass times acceleration. At least we learned that one in school. I hope I got the formula right. First degree mathematics. Yes, these things are true. You become, when you become when we say mass, when you acquire more knowledge, when you load up. And I'm not just talking about what I say, useful versus useless information. I always say that the mind is a digestive system. Listen, if you feed your body useless food, toxic food, you die. Oh. That's why I tell you, eat good food, eat organic. So I'm not even saying, even the choice of what you consume, you have to be careful. The person you listen to, you have to be careful. The people you are following, you have to be careful. You have to be. Because this mind, you have to protect it. If you see it as the factory of your life, this is where you produce results on behalf of your desires. So let me break it down. If you're not used to many of the things I teach, your heart, right? At the soul, the human soul has a heart and a mind. The heart is where desire is activated. This is where inner hunger, just like you have physical hunger, when your body ignites that you are hungry, that you need to eat food. This person's soul, okay, came here with a desire to be fulfilled. Your soul is always saying, I want to fulfill why I'm here. Okay? If you listen, some of you are not listening to yourself. You are listening to the news and everything out there. Take a moment before you sleep at night. Just calm down. Turn everything away. Take that phone away. Take a pen and a paper. Listen to your heart. That's when you will know your soul is always trying to say, this is what I want. This is the life I want. This is what I want. Give it to me. This is what I want. This is who I want to become. It's repeating it to you. Now, here's what happens. Your mind ought to get with that program. You see, your mind needs to get with the game. That's why I say the game plan, 12 strategies for winning in life and business. That's one of my programs at toyinumesiri.academy. Your desire is hungry. Your soul is hungry for accomplishment, for success. It's trying to tell you, prioritize my own inner needs. But this is how it's supposed to work. You need to bring your mind to support, to help you fulfill desire. Because the mind is the computer, is the machine that is going to solve the complexity. Your mind is the GPS that is going to help you arrive. Your mind is the one that is going to learn how to do everything you need to do to come and get the fruits that your heart wants, your soul wants to eat. So, what is going on is that when your heart is crying desire, the untrained mind, the unprogrammed mind towards success might tell you, we can't do that thing. Oh. We will now start killing your hopes. It aborts. Listen, the untrained mind, the unexposed mind, the unbelief. Listen, it will tell you stories. That's why I say nature, nurture, culture. The stories you believe about culture. People like this don't do things like this. People like that don't do things like this. Nobody gives this type of person up. All of that stories. If you don't start on programming or deprogramming or rewriting those stories, when you're quiet by yourself, it will now be telling your heart, lower your dreams. Oh. It will not be telling you, where will you start from? It will not be telling you the money you don't have. It will tell you all you don't have. It will give you a long list of why you are dreaming too much. And you too, you will not believe the untrained mind. Right? This is a vicious cycle. Your heart dreams, the untrained mind kills it. So it all of a sudden, you weigh yourself, you weigh yourself down into nothingness. That's why there's no motivation. Okay? That's what leads to no motivation, because you've loaded yourself with stories and belief system that is in conflict with everything you ought to be pursuing. So that's why sometimes people will go and pay to listen to motivational speakers. You just want somebody to awaken you and say, you can do it. Keep going. Wake up. It's like a jump starter. Your battery in your car is low or dead. You need to go and borrow somebody else's battery, hook it up, and that person will just start their car. Vroom, 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 vroom. When you hear that person's voice, you will jump up from your couch. We need that as humans. We do. When you find yourself low morale, low energy, low belief, low thought, low, your mind has dragged you to a place of abyss. Trust me, the part of the solution is still to expose yourself to a believer. Somebody who is awake, somebody who is speaking, who can speak life, because as human beings, we can do that for one another. That's why I'm hosting this session. Don't give up on your hopes. Don't give up on your dreams. You can do the work. Start with yourself. Don't look outside. Start within. Hopefully, when you're hearing that, it gives you hope again. Don't give up on yourself. Everything you want in life is possible to you. It's possible. You can make it happen if you want to make it happen. But you have to believe it. And then you have to invest in acquiring the knowledge and becoming the person, right? Knowledge, skills, strategy that will help you do it. Knowledge, skills, you have to develop the skills, right? And you have to become. The easiest of the three is actually knowledge. You can buy knowledge. The easiest of these three things, you can buy knowledge. You can invest in acquiring the knowledge that other people have developed. The second one is a lot harder. This is where people fail. Skill cannot be transferred. Knowledge, you can buy knowledge. You can buy knowledge. You can invest in knowledge, superior knowledge. Listen, if you sit with people who are building multi-billion dollar business, they can tell you how they did it. They can tell you what they are doing. That is premium. You need to put yourself in those spaces. However, I'm also saying that that's not enough. You also have to discipline yourself to practice. Skill develops when you invest time, energy to practice, right? Based on the knowledge you have acquired. Many people want to read books, but they don't want to show up to practice. Many people are investing. Trust me, some people are investing. but they are not practicing. That's why they'll say, I signed up for this program, it's not working. I signed up for that program, it's not working. Fantastic. I'm trying to break down why. Is that no matter who you sit at their feet, listen, if you sit at President Obama's feet right now, okay, and you don't motivate yourself to do action, he can tell you what he did as a community organizer. He can tell you how he campaigned. He can tell you wisdom will speak, wisdom will share, experience would share, would give you, right? I will tell you what I do. But this is why I teach differently in my school, Entrepreneurship and Success School. I know that just talking, okay, just sharing this is not enough. You can walk away now and then you don't change anything. You don't do anything different. That means everything you just acquired becomes useless, right? If you don't do anything, if you don't change your thoughts, your thinking, you don't change your belief, you don't change your behavior, I'm telling you, you can keep acquiring content all you want. Your reality will not change because reality is influenced by changing behavior, thinking, right? Belief. You influence your own. So that's why you can watch a movie and watch Arnold Schwarzenegger. You can watch all these actors. You can watch all these successful people. You can watch their movies and enjoy it and get entertained. It doesn't mean you're going to have the same muscles or capacity. That's why you see Arnold Schwarzenegger these days, he does a lot of fitness things. He puts information, he shows how if you follow him, you can see all those things. Why? Because many people can be admiring him for 20 years, 30 years, lovers of his movies. But trust me, if you don't show up to your own gym of life, if you don't carry your own weight, if you don't discipline yourself, if you don't eat what he is eating, if you don't figure out how to grow your own muscles, you can keep admiring people you're seeing on social media. You can keep following people on social media. In fact, you can keep consuming all their creation, all the stories we are telling, all the stories they tell, how they do. You can see them living their own life. If you want your own life to change, find your own gym. Do you understand? You have to do the work, which is what I said, number two. Knowledge, you can see, you can invest in knowledge. Somebody can transfer knowledge, but training is how you develop skills. That's why for me in my school, I'm not just a teacher, I'm a trainer. So the programs I designed, they are training programs, right? The training programs that will help you develop the skills that will help you do what you will do for your own life. You see, I am doing my own thing for my own life right now. Do you understand? I'm busy doing things for my own life. And Schwarzenegger is doing things for his own. Don't let any coach trick you or anybody in the world trick you that they are doing anything for you. Listen, we are all here for self-interest first. And the intersection of how what I want and what you want, when they collide and there's an intersect, that's where transactions happen. Who I am and who you are, right? When we believe we can help one another. Listen, this is where community is built. A community that is not mutually beneficial would implode. If only one person is investing, other people are just consuming. Eventually, that person producing will move to another community, will leave you alone. Yes, I will leave you alone. Because, when we talk about sustainability, you see, the cycle of life, right? Sustainability is that it must reproduce itself. Success will reproduce itself. The moment you start your own inner work, you're going to start serving other people, right? The moment you graduate, when you become, right, you have to then pour out. What we do will lead us to now be more valuable enough that we can now pour, right? That we can now invest in the next generation. If I have not done work for myself, listen, right? You can only give the world what you've given yourself. And so part of success is also, excuse me, let me also share this. Becoming more valuable, okay, is the first journey, which is the inner work. Knowing more, believing more, becoming more. That is how you increase your value. I'm not talking about the human value. I'm talking about marketplace contribution towards the society. Every human is priceless. Okay? But An untrained, uneducated human cannot contribute much to the world, cannot contribute much value. That's why when you are born, listen, they start training you A, B, C, D, one, two, three. Why? They are nurturing you so you develop a skill that at a minimum you can give an employer to find your own money and raise your own family. Otherwise, you are dependent on the government. So when I talk about value, I don't talk about human value. I'm talking about contribution to the society, your contribution to the society, who gets to benefit from the skills you developed, from the person you become, what you can do for your community, how your influence grows, your power. 100% is determined on you. It's not, the world doesn't give you to this to you. Okay? The world doesn't give you unlimited power, unlimited influence, unlimited wealth. No, no. It's based on you becoming valuable. And the way you do it is education, educate yourself, wealth creation, knowledge. Listen, if you stop at educating yourself with a degree, fantastic, but that's also a cap. That's all you can do. If all you say is I'm an engineer, I'm a this, then that's the level that you can contribute to the society. The level of education that you invest in is going to determine the level of contribution you can make to society. So if all you are is an engineer, and trust me, you worked hard for that thing, congratulations. That means that's the level of contribution you can make. Okay? It caps you, it restricts you, it stops you right there. If you now want to become more and you want to do more, you want to increase your value contribution into society, you want to increase your significance, importance, impact in the world, it means you now have to level up your game. You have to do more work on yourself. You have to learn more. Okay? You have to believe more. Because if you believe that all there is for you is a job, remember, I talked about thinking, believing, right? Behavior. If right now you're listening to me and what you seriously believe, what you've been told to believe, and what you have agreed to believe is that the highest level of success for you is to get a job, that is already the cap. You've capped yourself because you agreed with that story, and that story is massive. So the level of what you're pursuing is based on the level of what you believe belongs to you, or that you can attain, or you can become. And look at the world around you. Those who don't agree with you, you will see them climbing the ladder of success. They're becoming more influential. They're becoming more wealthy. They're getting all the promotion. The people that don't want to stop where you stop, you will see them striving, right? You see them striving. The caterpillar can stay at a caterpillar level. Nobody will come and challenge you. If you don't challenge yourself, if you don't say, I believe I can fly, and invest in going through the transformative process that converts you into somebody that can fly, the butterfly, if you don't disrupt your thinking, your behavior, your everything, personal development, you don't develop yourself, listen, caterpillar will still run faster, crawl faster, and still be enjoying caterpillar life, because that's where it decided to stop. The last transformation was when it became a caterpillar. Because you also know that the caterpillar was not born a caterpillar. I hope you realize. The caterpillar went through series of transformation already. So it's not that caterpillar hasn't done some work. They've done. To even become to make it through caterpillar, not all of the was born and made it. But that's part of life, is that you can become more. You can become more successful. You can achieve more. 100%. 100%. Don't let anybody tell you that where you are is the height of success for you. Don't believe that stuff. Because if you believe it, you become it. Right? That's how that echo chamber. You want to hear what you believe, and you believe it more. You hear what you believe it more. And this is why, if you don't break out of your echo chamber, and trust me, social media in a way is also creating an interesting dynamic where lack of motivation is also part of the should I say, reality that social media is creating. Because when you sit back and you keep scrolling and watching other people live dreams that you want, right? All of a sudden, your mind, that same mind, will say, "Oh, there's no, oh, it's raising a lot of depression." Because you are seeing all over the world, you are seeing some other people do stuff, and that mind is telling you stories. Now I'm saying the mind, you need to bring, the way you bring your mind along is to pour into your mind how to do what it is you want to do. So if you want to build a business faster, if you want whatever it is, just write out what you want. Okay, that's why those who do vision boarding, right? One of the things I say, while many people don't like it or believe in, I'm telling you, if you are the type of person that can slow down enough to think about your life, think about your future, picture it, go into a magazine, start cutting cutting pieces out, stick it on a wall, and be looking at it. That's half the battle. You will attain, you will manifest, because that exercise, the exercise of believing and wanting and desiring something enough, that time that you invest in dreaming, becoming, touching, documenting, seeing, you have programmed your mind. You don't understand? To be in search of everything you want, and your mind will work for you. I'm telling you, there's a science behind vision body. Call it whatever. If you are somebody that can discipline yourself enough to listen to your soul, hear what it wants, write it down, look for visual representation of what it wants, you are training your mind on what it should be searching for in this life. You are actually signaling to your brain, give me this. You are putting your mind to work. You are giving it direction. You're giving it clarity. You're giving it vision. And you're saying, listen, don't give me anything that will deviate from this plan. This is our agenda right now for this year. I want to sit with Oprah. I want to be here. That is you programming your own factory of what you are saying you want to produce. Call it whatever. Call it any name. Some people say it's woo woo. Listen, you must bring your mind along on these dreams you have. Because if you leave your mind to run wild, the opposite is that if the mind is in charge, it will put you as a servant. If you don't make your mind your subject, the mind will make you its subject. If you don't discipline, if you don't have mental resiliency to call your mind to order every day, it wants to go here, you bring it back. It wants to go there, you bring it back. It wants to do this, you bring. Even this is a spiritual practice in Christian faith. Tear down every thought, every idea, anything that is coming to that is in opposition to what God wants to give you, that is in opposition to what your soul says we came here to do. Your job is to pull it down. And then guess what? Bible now, God now said to Joshua, now you now program that mind. This book of the law shall not depart out of your mouth. Every day, day and night, you need to reprogram yourself. Renew your mind. Renew your mind. Let this mind come along. Let it come along, because if it doesn't come along, it will lead you in the opposite direction. Very soon, you'll be doing what you weren't supposed to do. Very soon, you become who you were not supposed. You become limited, caged. You now start telling stories. Look at yourself again. These stories you are telling, is that really you? These things you are believing about yourself and your reality, is that correct? Interrogate the story that you are allowing. Don't believe all the lies. You don't need to write a new story. A new story that will motivate you, that will tell you you can do all things are possible to them that believe. And I'm telling you, no matter what opposition you are seeing, everything, come back in, come back in, come back in, and do the inner work. So I think I've I've said a lot today. Let me stop right there. It's a lot for those who haven't invested in personal development. Everything I just shared will trigger you. It will trigger you. You know why it will trigger you? That same mind will fight you. If you haven't invested in any form of inner work, personal development, discipline, character building, if you've not trained yourself everything I just said will lead to a reaction, a very negative reaction within you. That mind will fight you. The mind you need to train, it will fight you. Who is she? What does she think? Why is she talking that way? Why is she doing this? It is you fighting you. It's not about me. Because those who are doing personal development will say, Toyin, give me more. I love what you just said. Oh, you motivated. I hear both. Those who want to make this about me is your mind. When the mind that is trained to be blaming everybody, right, for your own reality, that is not taking responsibility, that mind will fight you on this matter. That mind will this entire session, you will walk away feeling angry. Yes, trust me, you'll be like, that's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear I'm doing a great job. I wanted to hear, the soothing, those who are entertaining you, that are drugging you to nothingness. You see, they're not challenging you to change. They're just making you feel good. Eh? I'm not one of those people. I'm not. It's not my job. There are more entertainers. You see, you pay them good money. You pay singers and entertainers good money. Start paying us too good money. Because you want to hear things that make you feel good, that doesn't change you, that leaves you where you are. And I said I was going to say something about anxiety. Let me quickly say it as I'm wrapping up. Whew. I just said success is 100% inner work. Anxiety is something, listen, and anxiety is one of those things that is a spectrum. 0, 10, 20, 30, 50, 80. When you start getting into 90%, it's more dangerous, right? It's a spectrum. Anxiety, fear, phobia, all of those things. It's a spectrum. It's a spectrum, meaning that people fall 0, 5, depending on where you are. You just have to measure and assess where you are. There are ones that are clinical. You have to solve it from a clinical. They have to dose, they have to help you, right? That's not the one I'm talking about today. I'm just saying, as long as you're a human, you're here experiencing life. This is what happens with our mind. That same mind I'm talking about, you experience the world through the five senses. What you take in, sight, what you hear, okay, what you touch, what you experience, all of that data points, just like you're experiencing this right now. This is how the mind works. It takes it in raw. They are all raw data. Do you understand? There's no meaning yet attached to it. You experience the world with your five senses. All of that data, the senses takes it all into your mind. Processing starts. But guess what? When you were a baby, you were just staring. You weren't making opinion because you don't know what to make of the world until you were being programmed. This is how you speak. You now started drawing meaning. You were programmed to draw specific meanings from specific experiences in life. So there are cultural dynamics, there are nurturing dynamics that is based on what people told you. This is how you experience, this is how you interpret certain experiences. So when you think about race relations, gender, all of these things, is that there are certain things within you right now that didn't originate from you. There are certain beliefs right now that they did not start from you when you were born. The day you were born, those that were already on planet Earth, they gave you their own reasoning and their own conclusion, and you bought into it. So there are certain things programmed in you that was passed down to you, and you are living your life on those programming. Okay, so I'm talking about anxiety, but let me bring it. So the mind will constantly experience, process, it will mix it with existing belief, or it will form new ones. Okay, it will mix it with what we just experienced. Do you have an existing belief that will help me interpret what I just experienced? This is what also causes triggers. If something happens, okay, is somebody trying to speak? Let me see if somebody came up to the stage. No. Okay, good. So basically, triggers, right? This is part of triggers. Trigger is that this circumstance, what you just experienced, sounds similar to what you've experienced before. And so the pattern of response will just repeat itself. Okay? The part it's that the human mind too becomes autopilot once you've trained it on how to drive a car. Before you train it, it's a lot of work to train. But once you train yourself, this is how you drive a car. Driving a car becomes effortless until you disrupt it and say, let's drive a bigger car. It's the same thing. Human response, human behavior. You've trained yourself to react a certain way based on specific stimulus or stimuli. If this happens, because the human mind is a computer, if this happens, do this. If that happens, do this. If this happens, do this. If that happens, do this. Right? So the human mind is taking inputs based on existing programming. Output will just be like effortless. So if you're used to punching somebody on the face, if somebody comes at you, just boom, before you think it will smith, you will smith somebody. Okay. I'm talking about anxiety. Now, what happens is that when you have new hopes, new aspiration, and your soul is crying for new experiences, some of it triggers anxiety within you because your mind will start holding you and saying, we don't know what to do. We don't know how to do it. We are lost. We are lost. We don't like the current conditions that is going on within us. And also, you see that stuff, it can give birth to transformation or it can give birth to implosion. When you are restless, when something is being steered in, when the caterpillar becomes restless, what is it going to do? Go into a cocoon and finish the transformative process, or what? Die a caterpillar. There are many things going on inside of us that is simply try to get our attention, that it is time to move. It is time to do something new. That if you don't do certain things, certain unpleasant conditions, it's many of it is a signal. And most of those signal, let me say this. This is where your soul comes in. If it has been trying to tell you something and you haven't been listening, it will just raise the alert more. It wants to get your attention. Why? It's trying to protect you. Because there's an intuitive side of humans that can warn you of impending danger that you cannot see with your five senses. So if you've only trained yourself on five senses and you've not done inner work, five senses is external comprehension, how you comprehend the physical world. There are inner senses that you must train to comprehend what your spirit, soul, and heart are talking to you. And I'm telling you, many of you are gifted. Your physical, the mind hasn't come along. There are things your heart and soul knows, your mind doesn't know. Inner intelligence, spiritual intelligence. You've not done the inner work to know that the most valuable intelligence side of you is not your brain. It's actually your spirit and your soul. Maybe another day I'll talk about that. That's why journal, speak. Sometimes when you are speaking, you realize you're not speaking not from your mind, you're speaking from your heart and your soul. That you have a voice. That your heart has a voice. In the game plan program at Toyin Umesiri Academy, right? I talk about your soul is trying to say something, but publicly, physically, if you haven't done this inner work, you are an adapted version. This version of you've adapted based on nature, nurture, culture. That's why when people want to say no and they are saying yes, is because they are adapting to the external condition. They are not speaking what is in their mind. Yes, this is a phenomenon where you can present yourself in a way that is in opposite representation of who you really are in your heart. That's why we talk about people who lie. That's the extreme version of this thing. But many people practice this a smaller version where you are in a meeting and they are asking you this, and you're like, I won't talk. But your heart wanted to talk. Your soul wanted to say something. You had something to contribute. But because of your external physical sense or whatever sense, you're like, no, this is not a safe place for me to be myself, to say what's in my right. It's because you've not gifted yourself the power and audacity to show up right? And to assert your thoughts. You've not overridden that program that tells you you are less than, that you need to mute yourself. And so this is part of the inner work. But I'll stop there. There's a lot to it because all of those internal gymnastics raises anxiety. When you don't have freedom of expression, emotional freedom, mind freedom, physical freedom, spiritual freedom, when something has robbed you of exercising your freedom to speak, your freedom to express, your freedom to be fully human, fully powerful, fully expressive, when some of those things have been robbed from you, anxiety will go up. I'm not an expert. Please seek an expert if your form is clinically like we. I want you. I always say this, right? Seek help. Seek help. Where I support are those who want to achieve success. Okay, you want to build a business, you want to do more, and you're finding yourself, you don't have the motivation, you don't have the skills, you don't have the capacity, your belief system on and on is in conflict of that level. That is the level of which my school will help you, my programs will help you, my coaching will help you, right? Email, reach out. Let me put email up above if you want to email. Let's see, which email now? Let's just put this one, okay? I'll put it at the bottom for those who are watching the video. Email me info@toyinumesiri.com. You can also text. I'll leave that out there. And then also join the academy. Over 300 resources ready to go. Focus, right? Discipline. We want to believe, we want to build confidence, we want to do all the inner work so that we become the person that can do the work that will get us all the results we want to get. Everything is possible for you. You can become anything you want to become. So I want to thank everybody that joined me today. On that note, bye. See you.